Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So we'll continue our discussion related to biomedical instrumentation, and we'll continue with pressure transducers, which are used for measurement of body pressure in various body parts according to the requirement. So far we have discussed various methods of measurement of pressure in the biomedical instrumentation using various transduction techniques. We have covered the capacitive type, inductive type, strain gauge type, uh, linear and angular encoders, optical and magnetic type, the piezoelectric type, and the potentiometer type. So in this video we are going to discuss about the LVDT type pressure transducers. So the basic operating principle when it comes to measurement of pressure, we know that it involves the use of a primary sensing element which acts as a link between the source of pressure and the secondary transducer, which is a displacement transducer. So here we are using a displacement transducer as a secondary sensing element to convert the fluctuations of pressure into linear or rotational movement, and that movement is converted into suitable electrical signal, voltage or current. So here the displacement transducer which we are going to use is LVDT. Okay, so what happens is that the diaphragm, the primary sensing element, is connected to the point where the pressure measurement has to be done in the specific body part, and the other end of the diaphragm is connected to LVDT, which acts as a linear displacement transducer. So the diaphragm responds to pressure fluctuations and undergoes expansion or compression, and that causes a movement of the LVDT and gives us a voltage readout, voltage output. So we have already discussed about LVDT in sensors, transducers and biomedical instrumentation. So LVDT is linear variable differential transformer. Okay, so it can be used as a secondary transducer, which is used in this case, and also as a primary sensing element where directly displacement has to be measured. Here it is used as a secondary transducer. So the LVDT, it consists of the following parts. Okay, first, a primary winding which is connected to a AC supply, two secondary windings connected in differential mode where we get the differential output voltage, the difference between the two EMFs appearing across the two secondary windings. Then we have a hollow bobbin, a ferromagnetic core, which moves away or towards from the center position, from this center position, okay, from here. So the basic operating principle of the LVDT is that when the ferromagnetic core is at the center, okay, at the center, the flux linkage with the primary winding and both the secondary windings, it is equal. So when the flux linkage of both the secondary windings with the primary windings is the same output we will get across both the secondary windings. Now if we get the same output across the secondary windings, the differential output will be 0. Subtract equal values, when we subtract them we will get 0. Minus minus, they get cancelled out. Now when the ferromagnetic core, it moves away from the center position, okay, away from the center position, either to this point, to this extreme point, or to this extreme point, from center to this extreme point or this extreme point, then the flux linkage with one of the secondary windings increases, and as a result we get a finite differential output because one of the secondary output voltage will be more as compared to the other. So we'll get a finite differential output voltage. It can be opposite sign as well, both plus or minus, but their magnitude will always be the same. When it moves towards the left, maybe we'll get a negative value. When it moves towards the right, we'll get a positive value, depending on the connection. But their magnitude at each and every point will be the same. Their sign will be different, but their magnitude will be the same. So I've already discussed about LVDT, so please watch that video where I've discussed everything in detail in both biomedical instrumentation as well as sensors transducers instrumentation playlist. Okay, so this is the operating principle. So what happens is that this LVDT setup is connected to the diaphragm. The diaphragm responds to pressure fluctuations, undergoes expansion and compression. This causes a movement of the LVDT, and as a result of that we get a differential output voltage. Now the mathematical expression of the differential output voltage is given by this. It is a very complicated relationship involving various parameters. So it is given by 16 pi q f I p n p n s divided by 10 to the power ln rho by ri 2bx 3w 1 minus x square by 2b square. So it's a very complicated expression. So these are the parameters which are involved in this expression. Here f is the excitation frequency, ip is the primary current flowing through the primary coil, np is the number of turns in the primary winding, ns is the number of turns in the secondary winding, small b is the width of the primary coil, small w is the width of the secondary coil, x is core displacement, that is movement of the core from the center position. Okay, movement of the core from the center position, that is x. And then we have r0 outer radius of the coil, ri inner radius of the coil, the windings. So the LVDT characteristics, it looks something like this. Okay, so now this is another example of use of a displacement transducer as a pressure transducer. Now it has various advantages, such as it has low power consumption, it has very good sensitivity, it has a wide operating range and has low hysteresis, but it has certain disadvantages also. For example, distortions in the primary voltage output at the primary winding side. It is affected by temperature fluctuations, and it can also be affected by stray magnetic fields, which can cause a variation in the output voltage, which can mask the original biomedical signal. Now we all know biomedical signals, they are of very low magnitude, so even a small magnitude fluctuating noise and interference signal can affect the output. So proper signal conditioning will be required for amplification, filtering out the noise and interference signal, linearizing the output, then frequency response adjustment. So everything has to be done. So we have discussed all the pressure measurement techniques using various kinds of secondary sensing methods. Okay, secondary transduction methods, capacitive type, inductive type, strain gauge, LVDT. Here we have discussed about LVDT. Also we have discussed about linear and angular encoder, potentiometer, piezoelectric. So I hope you like these videos, and please subscribe my channel Engineering Tutorial for more such videos related to engineering, science and technology. Have a great day. Thank you very much.